Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael.
This is Cleve.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship
Supreme.
Holiday Edition.
That was my Fatman
Good.
impersonation.
We're the podcast that dares to ask if Santa was to give you coal, what's the furthest you'd go to make him feel your wrath?
This is the story of what had Michael not gotten at 64 that year.
Oh my god, that Nintendo 64.
What if the Heck of Fresh story never came?
Oh,
and it was just coal?
I
what
have
would
to
Michael
think
have
that out.
become?
I have to think that's gonna be an audio all the time. You know, like the guy that popped up when you were playing Mortal Kombat that was like, Yahtzee! That's what I need.
I told you, find it and we'll put it at the end, like how Brooklyn Nine-Nine does the not a doctor thing.
Not a doctor.
Yep. It'll just zoom in and go, Heck of Fresh.
We are reviewing Fatman.
Fatman. Came out in 2020.
The story you never knew you needed.
Heard nothing about it ever.
It's the story you never knew you needed.
Hot take right away. What'd you think?
I really enjoyed it. Okay, here's the way I described it to someone else when talking about it today at a party. Birthday party, like a 75-year-old birthday party.
Strippers?
Yeah, definitely.
Why at 75? At least you could do.
Why not?
Anyway,
it's the most bizarre premise and world that we've ever set up. Like the idea behind it is just out there and that makes no sense. And I'd love to shake the hand and have a conversation with the man that said this needs to be done. But it weirdly worked and felt like a well put together, decent production of a film.
It's Ian and Esham Nelms. Apparently they wrote it like in 2006 and have like just been shopping it around for 10 years.
The way you said that, I'm 2006?
Yeah. I'm used to saying 2020 and 2021.
That's
so it's
fair.
20.
No, you're absolutely. 2006. It's 14 years.
Yeah, they said for 10 years they'd have been kind of passing it around, trying to get it off the ground. Hey, it happens when it happens, you know. I'll be honest with you. I'm tired of movies trying to do an extended universe. I wouldn't mind this having an extended universe
so much. All the different fucking
like what's the movie? The Rise of the Guardians? Is it Rise of the Guardians or is that the Owls?
Rise of the
Which one's the Owls? And which it doesn't matter. The
one
with Jack Frost and stuff.
I think it's just Guardians.
Anywho, Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny. I'm good with all of them having.
Rise of the Guardians is the one you're thinking of. I
guess how do you do the rabbit? Anyway, this is gritty. This is gritty and rough and a little bit crazy. A lot crazy.
I really dislike Mel Gibson, right? He's had some shit that's gone down, but even before that, like when we reviewed Lethal Weapon, I'm just not a fan of Mel Gibson.
But you got to give him when he does it. You got to give it to him when he does it.
Does whatever he's doing. Yeah, that's for sure.
He plays this in a way. First of all, he's got a really cool voice sometimes.
He just reminds me of J.K. Simmons the whole time, and I was told I was wrong. That's like his voice and the way he looked occasionally. I just thought it could have been a double for J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons is a little higher pitched.
Yeah.
He was able to get his real gravelly a lot. When they're yelling at each other, he's like, "You think you're the first one?" Like it's almost Batman-esque.
Yeah, no, when he yelled down when he first came out and he just screamed enough, it was a guttural, like, yeah, no, his voice was good. It commanded. You're right there.
Yeah, right on you.
It just
yeah, you're right. It has that feel to it. So this movie is about there's a small boy who is a terrible person,
Just a piece of shit.
whose parents aren't around. We never talk about what his mom was doing, but his dad's on business and he's with his grandma in the house help. He gets first place in science fairs all the time. He gets second place, and he threatens the first place winner with a hitman and a car battery. Which, I saw her tied up, and I was like, "Whoa!"
I did. I looked at
We
kids like, I don't know what we're in for. I'm so sorry.
We crossed the line anyway. So then Christmas comes, and he gets a lump of coal because tried to kill a little girl with a car battery, and he hires a hitman to kill Santa Claus. And Santa, he's also obsessed with Santa because Santa gave him coal when he was a child
Give him a police car.
once, and then he got coal after that.
I don't think he can get anything because he just kept asking for his parents to go away.
I thought his parents were gone.
No. His parents were abusing him. That's why when he bought the toy from the kid, he's like, you know what I got for Christmas? He showed him cigar burns. And he said, I'll never forget the smell of menthol and burning flesh. His parents were abusing him, and he kept writing to Santa saying, please help me. And Santa didn't help him, so he took that as a rule.
Because I thought there was a scene where Mel Gibson says, I'm not your parents.
No, he said, I couldn't help you with your parents. And yeah, the premise is essentially that like Santa's just a known thing. Like, yes, he exists. He's very real.
It seems like.
But like the guy had a bat with it. It was just like made in Santa's workshop. And like and everybody just accepted that was like a thing. He existed.
Everybody calls him. I guess nobody knows his last name, but like people know him. He goes to the local bar.
Yeah, and I don't think the town knew that he's Santa Claus. Maybe they did. I don't know, because he did randomly like know people's names and shit about them.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic ability to have. Just be like, oh yeah, all right, Jimmy, know about your whole family and everything. Yeah. When did you get back to
your wife and kids? If you leave now, you can make it before Christmas. You should get out of here. Stop trying to sleep with the bartender. Who he was looking out for? I don't know. I don't know who he was looking out for in that scenario. Either the bartender or the guy's family. Why would you send him back to the anyway? So this hitman just investigates him and is trying to kill him. Meanwhile, Santa did not make enough money from the government because kids are bad, and
he only gets paid per toy.
He only gets paid for what he delivers. So then he has to take a random job with the military, making
guiding systems for fighter jets.
Yeah. And they're super efficient. I do appreciate the naming system of the elves.
How they're all just numbers.
So they're numbers, and the head elf is number 7. And the military guy's like, why are you number 7? And he's like, we're all numbers. It's more efficient that way. And he goes, well, rows 1 through 6. And he was like, we've been doing this for a long time. And he goes, and then he goes, the part that I thought was cool was he goes, we don't reassign numbers because it's dishonorable to the people we gave those numbers to. And I was like, okay, I can respect that a little bit.
I could live in a whole story with just these elves. At one point he's like, yeah, we take a 20-minute nap a day. It's like, well, how do you do that? And he's like, yeah, been doing it forever.
It's fine. It's no problem at all. We're perfectly capable of doing it.
And they're just munching down on all that sugar. Man.
Yeah, it's a ride. It is a ride. So the hitman goes to go kill Santa while he's working with the military, which I don't understand why are you guys there if you can't help protect us? I thought that's the whole reason they were there, is to make sure that everything was safe.
This hitman's just that good.
Yeah.
Because, he had a vendetta.
Why do you think Mrs. Claus has an accent and Santa doesn't? Anyway.
It's a great question.
So that's the whole premise of the movie. It's gritty. There's blood.
Santa Claus is essentially Wolverine.
He is Wolverine.
He's
There's
a healing
death,
factor.
which you know, kind of really takes away the stakes of the movie.
He said
But-
so. What was interesting is so when he got shot the first time because you
in the side, yeah.
and she's like, well, what do you want to do with it? And he's like, well, it'll heal eventually, like it always does. And
Yeah.
like, so I imagine that it's just an immense amount of pain that he goes through.
That's fair.
And I guess
That's a
if
fair
he
trade.
took his head completely off, he'd probably be done.
You have to
'Cause he
kill him
doesn't
like
have,
Wolverine.
I was like, because it's not regenerative. I don't think it just.
I don't
'cause-
know. I don't know if he won't eventually get his eye back.
Well, I was saying because we saw him without, the eye, and that's a long period of time to go without an eye if you're regenerative.
So the reason I say that is because there's a Wolverine comic where he gets his eye gouged and he's wearing an eye patch, and they're like, "I thought you regenerated. What happened?" And Wolverine says, "Creating an eye is harder than healing a cut." So who's to say that it necessarily won't?
still-
It might
yeah.
just take longer. I don't know. This is mixing worlds to try to make it make sense, but that was my logic behind it. Because if that's the case, you can just blind Santa, and then the problem solves.
Fair. Although even
But-
blind Mel Gibson Santa feels like a terrifying force to deal with.
Yeah. And it does make sense when he was like, "You think you're the first person to fucking try to come here and do this? I've been doing this a long time."
I'd be so curious to know how many people tried to kill Santa because they got shit gifts.
It's like every year. He's never met fucking Tim Allen's character. Done for. Anyway,
Scott Calvin?
huh?
Scott Calvin?
Sure. I found out that in the beginning, when he's listening to the radio, and it's the two kids dropped a bowling ball onto the highway and it caused a massive pile. That's based on like a real thing that happened.
Oh, really?
And Beavis and Butthead did that too, apparently.
All right.
Because I was like, it's very specific, this story. So I looked it up. Yeah, apparently it's two kids threw a bowling ball over an overpass. Because leave kids along long enough. I'm gonna take a swing and say it was two boys.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Because girls are smart
Fair.
and we're idiots.
This is one of those situations in where a lot of people will be angry with me, but Michael, much like he sided with Thanos on some things, sided with Santa.
But I think we're supposed to side with Santa, right?
Well, yeah, and at the end of it, yeah, I'm sure a lot of us are supposed to be like, yeah, finally. But at the end of it, he's like, I'm going to go ahead and take this into my own hands. He says, I'm going to become proactive now. And then shows up at that kid's house. He's like, look, you do it again, I'm going to something's going to happen.
Yeah.
He shows his eye. He's like, yeah, I'm not fucking around. Look at
You better not make someone feel bad. I'm coming.
This person better not have so much as a bad feeling about themselves.
I will say, I think the shootout at the end it was done pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
Like apparently it was like a 4 days worth of shooting because it was cold as fucking balls.
I can see that.
But him sneaking up, him coming up with the gun.
I'm curious how the government somehow just totally got Canada to be okay with them operating an entire like covert op factory in Canada.
Are they based in Canada? Was that where it was?
He had to cross the border to get to. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe it was Alaska then. Now that I think about it, because he went through. Yeah, he had to go through 2 international borders. Because remember, the kid calls him and goes, "Oh, you needed his head instead." Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm going through a lot of border lines." And
so we're green light with Fatman, even though it's Mel Gibson. How do you feel about the Hitman? Because I assume you
I've seen
hated
him in
the
some
kid.
other things.
I think
really
he did his
liked him.
thing. I think he did his thing well.
Yeah, I thought he played it really well. Even the kid, I think, as much as the kid was a little shitbag, like
He's supposed to be a shitbag.
yeah,
so
he
it
did
makes
an awesome
makes it
job
easier.
at being a shitbag. I loved when he was sitting there like he stole the check from his grandma to write to the fucking hitman.
And then turn on that box light. I was like, yo, I had one of those. I never thought about forging a fucking signature with it.
And then the fucking the grandma finds out that she's missing money. And as she's on the phone, like freaking out, like, you better find out who did this so I can snap their neck. He's like grabbing a bottle full of fentanyl so he can go fucking lace her milk with it until she dies. And the kid was cold blooded.
He was. Yo, when he was like You tell them you cheated on the science fair. Clack, clack, clack. I was like, oh, this kid's fucking Santa shit in this kid now.
You know what this kid belonged in is he belonged in as a villain in Kick-Ass. He did way better than why can't I think of his name right now? McLovin.
Mm-hmm. So is Mrs. Claus like super powerful also?
I think they both were, yeah.
Because why would they be together so long? But also, she at the end shot at him and then got hit in the back and was like,
Got hit in the back a couple times and just kind of skated along. Like, oh,
kept running. Yeah, it was weird.
Yo, would she? Oh my god, I don't know. Like, it just was maybe like 2020 just did me wrong because there wasn't much good out of it. I feel like I know we got some decent Marvel movies this year, and we've had some okay movies. But like when she was in the corner and the door starts like creaking out, and she looks at him and goes, "I'm sorry," and he turns to shoot her, and she just blasts him.
I don't know why she's sorry.
I don't think anybody wants to kill someone.
Hey, and in this one, Batman got busy.
Yeah, he did. Old wrinkly ass naked Mel Gibson getting it on.
I like when the elf had the bomb and he was like, "Don't do anything stupid with it," and he went.
Disassembled it.
Yeah,
it was
a good movie.
It wasn't bad. It was a different take on, you know what? This is more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard. This is the first action Christmas movie that I've seen that I'm like, this is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I think of all the Christmas movies, this might be one of the higher end ones. The production was well in it.
Oh yeah, they put some. They had to have done. I don't know that. I know you're usually the stat guy, so I don't know what they dumped into it. But
I was about to say I'm gonna check the budget on it because
they put some good money into it, and it just felt good.
Do me a favor, go see if you can see if the director's done anything else. So it was released November 13th, 2020, with a budget of yikes. Well, okay, COVID. Well, no. Oh yeah, COVID. We'll say COVID. Budget of 20 million. Box office was 1.6 million.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it would have been able to be released in theaters.
Yeah, filmed in Canada, released worldwide. Received mixed reviews.
Yeah, it's a 5.9 on IMDb. I don't think that's fair. Ian and Esham, by the way, they both wrote and directed it. They have been the director of a couple of things I've never heard of in my life.
Let's see, I'm checking up some more stuff.
Yeah.
So Rotten Tomato gives it a 45%, but audience gives it an 84%. So there you go.
Yeah, no, they haven't really done a whole lot as far as directing. Like, it's all Waffle Street, Lost on Purpose, Hard to Swallow, Small Town Crime, Heavy Petting, The Quest, Night of the Dog, Squirrel Trap.
No, well, I'm a little curious about Squirrel Trap, if I'm being honest.
It's their first film ever.
Yeah, this wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad at all. I love that Walton Goggins, who is the hitman, was also the new Spirit Untamed, which was the new Spirit, was like a kids cartoon movie, as the dad.
However, it doesn't pass the was it Bechdel test?
Who was that test?
The representation of women in fiction.
Oh, that's right.
And hardcore loses that because I don't think two women talk at all.
There's the grandma, the
maid. Yeah, well, we'll just call that one actress.
Miss Claus.
And the bartender.
Oh, and an elf.
But yeah, I don't know what that weighs on people, but it's good. Good to bring up.
I don't know. I think it was well thought through. It was a solid attempt, and like I said, if you're looking for something new, that you haven't watched and you're okay with a little bit of blood and a little bit of grit, I think it was a pretty solid movie. Probably 7.5, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm fair. A 6 if I really wanted to be hard on it.
Yeah.
But that's still pretty good.
I really like when the hitman went in and was to a pet store to get stuff for his hamster, and Lily's like, "You really look like a lizard, reptile kind of guy."
That's
She's like, I
fair.
got chameleons. She's like, "I got chameleons." I don't want chameleon. She's like, "Oh, a snake. Yeah, you like snakes." She goes, "I like my hamster." She's like, he goes, "Snakes eat hamsters." She goes, "Yeah, you'd like a snake." He goes, "You were just like my mom. You ain't listening."
I like when he was like looking for something to wear. He's like, I don't fuck green. Fucking, I'm not a tree.
This to me sticks. I'm not a tree.
Man. Yeah, wasn't bad.
Yeah, when he was sitting in the parking lot, it was the only time that I was like, come the fuck on. He was sitting in a parking lot in a loud ass car with a big ass white coat and a giant ass rifle staring out, sitting out of it, and in a parking lot by himself. You tell me not one person was like, hey, that looks weird.
Not in that town. Mind your business.
Fair.
Or specifically in that town. You know what I mean?
When he crossed the border, he had his P's and Q's in order. He was like, here's
all these forms. I'm hunting.
What are you going up here for? I want to kill things. Here's all my permits.
And you know, I feel like when someone says I want to kill things, that you'd be like,
red flag it.
Yeah, let me get the coffee back up.
But no, like I said, if you guys are looking for something different and want some action and you want Christmas movie, Fatman was up there for you.
You know what's interesting? They call the assassin, like in IMDb, they call him Skinny Man.
And the little kid was
he had a name.
Shit. I think in the credits it was something different. It was like whatever his nickname was from the Skinny Man. Because I did have the the credits don't list him as that, but I had the captions on this one, and it was like whenever he was talking to specifically that guy, it said little shit.
That's funny.
But let us know what you guys thought. If you've seen this movie, if you haven't seen it, go watch it and let us know what you think.
For real, please, someone let me know I'm not crazy.
Yeah, it was weird. Like I went into it going,
it's on joke, right? Peacock.
It's on Peacock, yeah. You guys can always reach out to us on our social medias. We've been watching and reviewing movies that you guys are suggesting. So if you have suggestions out there, let us know.
Ooh, Christmas.
You guys can
holidays.
You guys can reach us on our social medias. What are the social medias, Cleve?
We have a Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which are all Friendship Supreme, except Twitter has no eyes numbered friendship. All eyes simply go to youtube.com/Friendship Supreme. We also have a Patreon, which is patreon.com/Friendship Supreme. And when you give us money, we are able to do better things. Look out my lighting and my new camera and everything that's going nice in my life.
You guys are if you're only listening and not watching, Cleve looks fucking beautiful, guys. He's in HD right now. And you guys missed whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah.
It was gold.
Anyway, I've been Cleve.
This is Michael.
And I've come for your head, fat man.